morning. It is the morning of Tuesday. I don't know what day number. Mostly because I only figure out the day numbers when I'm piecing these videos together in bed at night, and I haven't done that for a few nights yet, so I'm not entirely sure what day number it is, but I'm pretty confident it's Tuesday today. It's about 6:30. I have already done my obligatory 1,000 and a bit foot climb for the morning, because that seems to be how every morning starts. Sometimes intentionally I will camp before a big climb because I just don't want to do it in the afternoon or the evening. And other times, like this morning, I just inadvertently camp at the bottom of a kind of valley and discover later that I have a big climb out. But either way, I believe the big climb is done. I'm now on a downhill. Been hiking for almost an hour now. Today may end up being a 30-mile day, potentially. It's going to depend on temperature and terrain and how I feel, but when I had a look ahead last night on gut hooks at what was coming up today, as far as camping by water sources goes, it looks like it was going to be either a 17-mile day or a 30-mile day. So 17 is obviously a little easy. I normally do about 17 by around lunchtime. So it may be a 30-mile day. We'll see. Often what I have a look at and see at night, when I have a look again the next day, some other option presents itself. So yeah, maybe there'll be something else. I just, from memory, it didn't look like there was much camping between about 20 and 30 miles, at least marked camping. There's often spots that aren't marked on gut hooks that have already been established. I just don't like to rely on that. I also don't know if I want to dry camp. I haven't dry camped since the desert. I've enjoyed camping by a water source for the last month or so. It just makes life so much easier, and your pack so much lighter. But otherwise, it's lovely and cool at the moment. I am starting to think I can probably, when I get access to my bounce box again, which I don't think is until Burnie, so another 1, 2, 4, probably another 10 days or so till I see that bounce box. I can probably start thinking about getting rid of some of my warmer layers, I think, because yeah, the nights just aren't cold, the mornings aren't cold. I can probably bounce some of that stuff up trail until, I guess, further up into Oregon, or even imagine by Washington. I'll definitely want it back, but for now, if I don't have to carry it, may as well let the postal service send it on up the trail with the other stuff that I sort of bounce along the way and swap in and out. Other than that, that's pretty much it for the morning. I headed downhill. It's a little hazy. I'm wondering if it's smoke. It doesn't smell like smoke, but it's certainly a little hazy. I'll spin around here and see if I can get you guys a bit of a view. Yeah, it's a little hazy, but the view sure is nice. And the early morning pre-sun temperatures are also nice. There's a breeze at the moment. It's beautiful here. Just had a bit of a break up on this ridge, and it's definitely a little smoky. I don't know how well it's being picked up by the camera, but yeah, it's very hazy. On the plus side, I can't smell the smoke, so it mustn't be too close, unless it's not smoke and it's actually smog, and we've somehow had all of LA's smog relocated up here to the mountains in Northern California. I think that's unlikely. I'd say it's smoke from a wildfire somewhere. Something to keep an eye on, I suppose. I don't think it's anywhere close by yet, but that is kind of the nature of the PCT. It's pretty much survived the desert, battled the snow in the Sierra. I thought Northern California was supposed to be another desert, and then, well, not another desert, but it was supposed to be like a second desert. And I thought all the fires are supposed to be in Oregon, and I thought Washington was supposed to be like another Sierra. That was a vague sort of idea I had in my head. So if this is the beginning of fire season, which it probably is, I'm hitting them a little earlier than I expected. I was really, and I still am, really hoping for a smooth but miraculous run through. Hopefully with either no fires, or if there are fires, hopefully they're not on the PCT this year. There were some pretty bad ones last year. Hopefully I can somehow run some kind of gauntlet up the middle of them all if there has to be fires. Ideally there'd be none. But if there are some, yeah, hopefully I can just charge up between them somehow and not be affected by them, because I would like to maintain continuous path from Mexico to Canada along the PCT. Failing that, hopefully if I have to go around fire closures and things like that, that's going to mean a lot of road walking and other trails, and I'd like it if it just be kept simple and stick on the PCT, please. That'd be great. But for now, this wind, I'm going to go back to just enjoying this ridge walking. So I'm formulating a plan. I'm walking along, listening to podcasts, as I tend to do sort of for the midday through till about 4 o'clock part of the day. I try and walk, try and just listen to sort of the nature sounds in the morning when it's fresh and cool, and by the time it's about 11 it starts to get pretty hot, and so that's when I sort of move into like distraction mode to try and give you something to listen to, so you don't spend too much time thinking how hot it is, or how boring it is, or how anything else. And so today I'm doing, looks like I'm going to do those 30 miles or those 48 kilometers, purely because its rain's been fairly friendly, quite shaded a lot of the time, temperatures aren't too bad, and really I got nothing else to do. Just walk. I haven't come across any great swimming spots or anything today, so there's been nothing really to do. I've had two breaks. One of them had a very short 10-minute nap, but basically I figured out I just keep plodding along. I'll be to this river, which is apparently a great swimming spot. I may be there around sort of between 6 and 7 tonight. I may be able to have a swim if it's still warm, or if I feel like it. However, that leaves me with about 18 miles tomorrow before I camp, and then go into town the next day, first thing in the morning, do my resupply and get out. So I've been sitting there thinking, what am I going to do with 18 miles, especially like, well, I've been hoping for a good lake. I said maybe there'll be a good lake I could just spend half the day. So I do 18 miles almost by lunch now. I did 17 before lunch today, so it's by 12:30 I've done 17 and a bit. So 18 wasn't going to take a whole day, and I was thinking, how am I going to fill the rest of my day? Sounds silly, but when you're on your own, out here in the wilderness, time can drag. If you're not hiking, you can stop and have a swim and have lunch and have a nap and have a stretch, do a bunch of other stuff and only kill an hour or two, and then be like, well, what am I going to do with the other 8 spare hours? So anyway, as I had a look at Guttles before, I realised another option instead of resupplying in Quincy is there's a resort called Bucks Lake, I think it is. It's not really a great resupply. If you just needed a few snacks and things, it's fine, but I believe there's like a restaurant and and stuff there. Like, it's a resort on a lake. So I had the thought of, hang on. I also noticed that when I do that 30 today, where I camp is at the bottom of a very steep valley, which means, of course, first thing in the morning, massive climb. It was a big one actually. So I had the thought that, hang on, the road to Bucks Lake is about, I can't remember, 9 miles, 8 miles before the road to Quincy. So my new plan is do my 30 today, get up early, crush that climb, get to that road, hitch into Bucks Lake, get lunch, get beer, probably swim in the lake, hang out, generally enjoy life, then hitch back to the trail in the afternoon, do the remaining 8 or so miles, camp at the other road, get up in the morning, hitch into Quincy, resupply, laundry, charge things, download things, upload things. If I can find somewhere to have a shower, that'd be great, but otherwise I guess swimming in the lake will do. And then get back out. So town luxury 2 days in a row. So I'll be into Bucks Lake for lunch, and then Quincy for breakfast. And I've already discovered there's an all-you-can-eat pizza place for lunch in Quincy, so I'm going to make them regret they ever opened. Yeah, I'm feeling good about this plan. And I mean, I don't know what time it is now. It's started hiking after my lunch break at about 1:30, so it's probably 2:30-ish to 3 now. I've still got another 4 hours to go. I've been hiking since 5:30 this morning, so it's a long day, but by this point, I'm not going to say walking's effortless, but if it's flat or downhill or mildly uphill and it's kind of shaded like it has been, it's not hard to keep plodding along. All you got to do is keep the brain occupied. So, as I said, middle of the day when it's hot, that's the job of music or audiobooks or podcasts. In the morning and later in the evening, it's easy just to kind of enjoy your surroundings. But for now, it's enough rambling. I'm going to get back to the podcast I'm listening to and keep dreaming about the fact that tomorrow I can potentially get a burger and a cold beer for lunch. Got to admit, I am starting to regret my decision to do 30 miles today, but with only, 30 miles is 48 kilometers, but with only 0.7 of a mile to go, so just over a kilometre, I'm almost there. It's just about 5:45. Still quite warm. Apparently some good swimming down here, so I may even go for an evening swim before I set up camp. But glad it's almost over.